If you're afraid of heights, this is your worst nightmare, being thrown out of one of the world's steepest roller coasters. That's what happened in July to Rosa Esparza, a 52-year-old mother. Now her family is suing Six Flags for $1 million, claiming Six Flags ignored safety precautions on the Texas giant, which will reopen this coming weekend. The lawsuit vividly describes the horror, saying, quote, Esparza's daughter heard screaming and yelling, saw her mother in the process of being thrown out of the car, struggling in an upside-down position, attempting to hold on for dear life. Then she was thrown against a support piling, then catapulted many feet below. The Six Flags employees initially refused to believe that anyone had been thrown from the train. Six Flags is not commenting on the lawsuit, but claims there was no mechanical failure, though it did add extra safety measures since her death. Joining us now is Kenneth Martin, a roller coaster inspector and safety specialist. Good morning, Kenneth.
Good morning, Carol. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here, because this is a real concern. This lawsuit claims Six Flags replaced a limit switch for a restraint in the seat in the very car in which Esparza was riding. Can you explain what that means?
Well, basically, it means a switch that indicates the lap bar is closed, went bad, shorted out, or whatever. You have to remember these roller coaster cars are exposed to the elements. Things get wet, they rust, just like, things you have around the home. They need maintenance from time to time.
But they replaced the switch on that very car where Esparza was thrown out. I mean, does the family have a point?
Well, there are probably many facets to this investigation that have yet to have been released. And the interesting thing about that is there's no law in Texas that says they have to release it, except maybe under court order. And the civil suit will most likely determine, what will be released and what will not be released. But it's not uncommon to do routine maintenance on roller coasters like this.
Well, coupled with that, though, a witness did say that Esparza complained to an attendant before the ride took off that she didn't feel safe. I mean, that adds something to the mix, doesn't it?
Oh, it definitely does. And that's when it comes down to the individual rider. Despite the years of training and experience I have as an inspector, you as the roller coaster rider or the rider on any amusement ride, you indeed are the last inspector. You have to feel comfortable with that particular ride. You have to say, hey, is this something I want my body to do? And at the same time, can I fit comfortably inside the carrier that's supposed to hold me in and keep me safe?
That's right, because some people say that she was just too big to be taking part in that particular ride. The lawsuit also alleges that Six Flags is making more and more dangerous coasters for the sake of a thrill, like this new Drop of Doom ride. Have you heard about that? It drops people 415 feet, and then you fall down at, 95 miles per hour or something like that. Now, I know a lot of people who would love riding this thing. That's why we love roller coasters. But will there come a point where roller coasters become too much or too dangerous? Do they have a point?
I think, Carol, what we're going to see in the future are more rides designed to fit a larger percentage of the population, keeping in mind that the amusement ride industry rides thousands of people every hour on amusement rides. They take them out to the edge and they bring them back safely. So that, coupled with some of the particulars in this situation, may restrict some riders, but then again, it may open up opportunities for other riders.
Kenneth Martin, thanks for your insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Carol.